Hi there, it's me again. So today, what we're going to do is something a bit different than wood carving. We're going to make a few milk jug skeletons for my Halloween project that I got going on downstairs. I'm a little bit under the weather in this video, so I might be talking a little bit different. I've been dealing with a major, what is it? What infection did I have in my throat? The tonsils. In and out of the hospital on some serious doses of morphine. I'm not on the morphine now, and I'm recovering, but the show must go on. So yeah, long story short, my tonsils, I had a tonsil infection. They basically swelled up so I could hardly even breathe. Then I went to the hospital and got on the IV injections and stuff like that. And thank the Lord, my son convinced me to go to the hospital because my lungs were basically closed in, and I couldn't even talk. And anyways, any of you beginning wood carvers out there, make sure you wear your dust masks. I can't say this is not from not wearing. I can't say this is from carving wood and the dust, but I have a good feeling it is from it, because I was carving all those pumpkins, and I started carving all the Christmas trees, and I even started carving some smaller Christmas trees here, and they create lots of dust, but I was wearing my dust mask. Anyways, let's get on with this. So this is a plastic fake medical pumpkin skull. I mean, you can go to the dollar store and get the fake skulls that they have there too. I don't suggest getting the foam ones, because you have to use your heat gun or a hair dryer to heat up this plastic, and it will melt the foam. So there's two different. I'm in Canada, British Columbia, so there's two different milk jugs. This one has the dents in it. I did do a few already that have the dents in it. You can see the dents in the skulls, but there's ways to hide it. Or there's ones that don't have the dents in it. So I suggest get yourself the ones that don't have the dents in it. And if another funny thing too, I was telling just Carter Rob, if you're looking for milk jugs, you don't have any, and you're looking for some, well, just find a native Indian friend that lives around you, and knock on his door, ask him if he's got any extra milk jugs. They probably have like 30 of them in their backyards. Yeah, my Indian friend had like 20 in his backyard. So this is pretty easy to do, and anybody can do it. And it seems silly. I know it's silly, but I look for new things to do on YouTube, and I found this. So it's gonna end up being there's a bunch of different channels that I watched that made these things. So I'm not going to give any channels a shout out, but there's other videos on YouTube how to do these. But mine's going to be like a wall of skulls. And taking up your X-Acto blade. So this video is basically for my normal subscribers to see how actually like I shouldn't say the word retard. I'm not saying the word retard. And one thing, I definitely don't have any what am I doing here? Indians are my friends, all right? I'm not racist. But they have milk jugs in their backyard that need to go to recycling. So what you do is just cut out your milk jug. Don't cut yourself. I cut myself with that carving knife, and the first time in a long time I had to use a Band-Aid because I tried tape, and the blood just kept on going through the tape, so I had to get a Band-Aid from my son. Because I don't have Band-Aids. My son does, though. Anyway, so this is that. And this isn't the best tutorial for, yeah, I bleached these milk jugs out too because there's all rotten milk inside there. So if you're going to do this, clean your milk jugs out right away. You don't want to have to smell the rotten milk. So you just get your skull, just pop it in there, just like, you guys see this? Just like this. So it's like that. And these are things you can have lying on the grass for Halloween and stuff too. I can't get the teeth too great on this, So if you go to the dollar store and get yourself a plastic one, if they have the real defined teeth, like big teeth in there, it's probably better. So all you need to do at this point is get yourself a heat gun. So I think this is a cheap Wagner heat gun that I got off eBay or somewhere from the hardware store years ago. This is all I use. I keep it cranked up. And also when I'm going to be doing this, I'm going to keep the heat gun on so it stays hot so I don't have to turn it on and off. And just make sure, like say I put it here, make sure when it's blowing here, you got nothing that it can melt or burn or catch on fire when it's blowing that way, because this will stay on. And I'll do my best to so you can see it on camera. Maybe I'll have to give this the bigger view, the wider view, then I could edit it down. So the first thing that you want to do is like heat up the eyes and the nose and then under here, and then that locks it all into place. And also another thing you need to do is get yourself a damp rag like this. I need to go get water on this, make this damp, because when you're pushing on this plastic, it gets pretty hot, and it will make your fingers, no, it won't burn your fingers, but it makes it, so they make them hurt. So you get this and then you push it on with this damp rag. So I'll be back, I'll get this damp. You know, another thing too, when you're doing this, I got the damp rag, the ramp dag. Another thing when you're doing this, you're going to get crinkles and stuff in here, and that's all right. Like, it's not going to be perfectly smooth like a normal skull. So the only way I can do this to start is put it upside down like this to push the eyes in. So I don't know how well you guys are going to see that when I'm filming. I don't want to. I'll try and do it on an angle like this. So just heat it up so you see the. Oh boy, you heat it up so you kind of see the plastic go, like this kind of has a tint to it. You heat it up so you kind of see it goes clear. And also, if you heat it up too much, you're going to melt through it and you're going to get holes in there. But that's all right. It just gives it character, I think. Man, these last few days have been a real. I thought for a couple minutes there, I thought it was my time. Good old George from YouTube that passed away from the COVID. He told me his lungs were collapsing. It felt like his lungs were collapsing and he couldn't breathe, and that's how I kind of felt. I thought it was, see how it's getting clear? Now's a good time, you know, you've melted it enough, then you push it in. And you got to be fairly fast at this. Like, see how it already cooled down? See, that one poked, that one burnt. I melted it too much. That's okay. The more patient you are with this heat gun, the better it's going to be. So we got the things locked in, the eyes. Let's go for this side here. This would be your cheekbone, I guess. I was talking to Jessica Rob. I told him I'm going to make a how to milk jug skull video, but I'm going to pop a couple morphine pills first. I didn't. I don't need that crap. I hate morphine. Makes me itchy. It gives me nightmares. I avoid that stuff like the plague. And I'm just happy to be getting better. But boy, oh boy, it was a tough one. Okay, see how you got that locked in. Sometimes you need to reheat up your eyes, get it deeper in there. And this one like doesn't have the best to show the teeth, but it's okay. You can paint them in later. So let's work on the teeth now. Oh yeah, see this opened up the plastic right there too in the nose. Just keep on melting around. See, the damp rag cools it off fast, right? Just like that. Boom, done. So we'll go to this other side. And yeah, I know this is cheesy. You don't have to tell me that. Nothing can be more cheesier than the Wizard Halloween video that I made way back yonder. So I'm not really worried about it. I really don't care what anybody thinks. It's just about finding something that's fun to do and having a good time. So let's get in this oil a little bit more here. That's good. Okay, so let's see. You guys can see how that's all walked around the skull now? Good enough for me. Now the top is where you're going to get well, it's going to fold, right? It's going to fold over. You got this little piece here. And get your X-Acto blade wherever I put my X-Acto blade. Just cut that out if you want. So that's gone. Now you just heat the hell out of this and push it down. This is where you're going to get the folds. What's that reflection there? Is that something? Am I still tripping out? What is that? You see that there? Yeah, I'm tripping, man. Okay. What really saved me, and if you guys get that tonsil, well, it was called a tonsil abscess. They said I had 3 abscesses on my tonsil because they gave me a steroids. And I knew a friend there, one of my old friends was getting an IV done. He had an infection because they have now they have IV sections set up so people can get their antibiotics and medications through the IV. But he told me about the steroids the nurse gave him when he had the tonsil thing. And it basically, half an hour they gave me the steroids, I started feeling better. Like I felt like I wasn't dying. It was actually kind of amazing. Because I told the nurse, I said, "Look, I've been through it all. I've been burnt. I got skin grafts on my legs from being burnt. I've had a craniotomy done. I'm missing my. I've had 4 surgeries on my skull, on my brain, and this is bad." I told her, I said, "This is bad right now for me. I'm in a lot of pain, and I feel worse than I've almost ever felt." That's when she gave me the steroids, and boy, it was like a blessing. So I'm just putting some pressure on here. See how the damp rag makes it not hot? Boom, look at that. So you get these crinkles and stuff. And from the videos that I've seen before that I watched, when you got these crinkles, it kind of looks like there's skin and stuff on here. So you just reheat up the crinkles if you want them to go flatter. Put some good pressure on there. Boom. Look how flat that is now. Reheat up to get it deeper in there. Not too hot. You want to try and not melt your plastic. Oh, shoot. I forgot to take the label off first. First, you're supposed to take this label off. But that's okay. I forget shit all the time. Oh, go on. Just heat up the back end here. I always need to be doing something. The last 2 days, though, I've been heavily sleeping. Heavily, deeply sleeping, which is good, probably. Now, we don't need this bottom stuff. Well, I guess we'll keep that on there. Let's just give it a little bit of a melt here. Actually, no, let's not melt that yet. So now you get your X-Acto blade or scissors. Actually, well, I'm going to pull out my secret weapon. Is a flex cut carving knife. Just carve Rob, and all you knife carvers are probably going to curse at me for using this. But this is basically the sharpest knife I have here. And it cuts through this stuff like butter. Hot knife and butter. I can resharpen it after anyway. So you just cut the back open. Sometimes it's a little bit of a nonsense to get this out, but plop her out and there. There it is. There's number one. Well, I've already got 5 done behind me. So you get that there. So we want to spray paint these. You want to spray paint them and then give them like a black kind of wash thing that we'll show after. But stuff like this, where's my scissors? You can just cut crap like this off. Now you can cut your skulls in half, so they're like half a skull sunk into the board, the death board. There's lots of different things you can do. You can cut them like this, so they're like vertical or whatever. Okay, so I'm going to get a couple more of these done. I'm going to spray paint them. I'll show you guys what spray paint I got. It's outside downstairs. And then we'll take it from there. Sorry, another thing I forgot to mention is you can, for this, where you cut it in the back, you can just give it a little slit here. Tuck it in. Use your hot glue gun. This has got the black hot glue in here still, but I don't care because, like I said, these are getting painted with spray paint. I don't know if this is hot enough yet, but yeah, I gotta wait till this heats up. But you can just use your glue gun along here if you want. So I'm gonna do that. Just like that. Yep, that's all. There's another one I did. 2 more to go. Okay, so I thought about doing a wood spirit. Then I was speaking to Just Carved Rob this morning, and he talked me and well, he said I should try doing a wood spirit. So I said I'm gonna try doing a wood spirit. Now I had this one carved out. It's been sitting here for a long time. It's actually a pretty big piece of bark, but I didn't have this one finished. There was no details in it. So what I had to do to make these eyes to even look like their eyes is I had to carve really, I shouldn't be carving, but I put my dust mask on. But I hollowed out these eyes more and this mouth more to make them. It's kind of funny because this is how I kind of want my ghost skulls to look. I don't know. Maybe I should take some more morphine. So one channel I was following about these skulls on YouTube, this is Contact Cement. They made it so it's kind of like how you can put like spider webs going across here. I tried it on my other ones. It's not that solid, but he says what you do is just I put it in the cup here. You goop it on here and you let it dry a bit, and then you can branch the concrete cement from one side to another. But, you know, when I did that, it just seems like it just kind of ran into the eyes and ran and sat and pooled inside the ice. Like you put it from here to there. So, I don't know. I'll just get this contact cement on all these, let it goop up a bit. And another thing too, when you have those milk crates, those milk balls with the dents in it there, you can also go like this across there so you get the spider webs. You see how it kind of did that a bit, but you got to let it get a bit more goopy. So I'll get all the contact cement on all these. I'll wait like 10 minutes or something, and then I'll goop it. I'll try and make it look like there's kind of spider webs, but you got to put it on there thick. I don't know, whatever. Okay, that's that. Yeah, let's get this done here. You see, here's one that's not painted yet, and it kind of has that there. You see on the camera? Looks like spider webs are all like rotting flesh or something. Anyways, so it's been about 10 minutes. I kind of heated it up with my heat gun, but one thing I might suggest is getting some sandpaper and just scuffing up the area where you want to put the contact cement, so it'll help it stick on the plastic when you're trying to pull it across better. But anyways, you can kind of see the mess that I got going. But that's okay. The more messier, I think, the cooler it will look. Here's my wood spirit one, so let's kind of just grab it. Well, that's a little bit too dry. Let's see in here. Anyways, you guys understand my point. Yeah. So let's take these outside and paint them in a minute. Well, let's let this dry first. I also tried using my hot glue gun, but anyways. Hi, Liz. Now, on another note with this contact cement, you know, you kind of see the spider webs in the eyes on this skull. You gotta, after you paint them, you gotta paint inside those eyes black and the deep inside those skull nose black. So the more spiderweb things that you have on there before you paint the eyes black is going to be a real nonsense to a hassle to paint inside those eyes black without breaking them because they're not that strong really. The fellow that I seen using this contact cement doing this, him and his wife have a channel. I'll try and leave a link to it below. I don't know if they make videos anymore, but they do Halloween props. But yeah, he says after you paint them, if you put the contact on the cement, it's hard because the contact cement will pull off the paint. So is it really necessary to do these? You can, because I still got to get spray foam. Like I said, this is going to be a big skull wall. So I'm just babbling. Maybe you don't need to do this step. It's up to you. But I think it gives it more effect anyways. Even if you don't get the spider web effect, I think it gives you more like flesh looking look stuff. Oops. Hi, Glenn. So you guys can see that I brought them all in from painting, and I cut some in half. Now, don't worry about this hollow spot here, because when we put the spray foam on the board, it's going to foam up, and we'll get it to wrap up around here. Yeah, so, and I cut some of them. I cut this one like on an angle too, because I think it'll look better sitting on the board. Now, I got some dollar store black paint here, paint in a little cup and a brush. And I'm going to put some paint in the inside of the eyes, the nose, and back here. And I got a paint little thing around the teeth, I think. So the good thing about this project, see, there's that web stuff I'm talking about sitting in there. The good thing about this project is anybody can do it. I think it would be fun for maybe grandparents to do with their kids, grandkids. See what I'm talking about, that webbing? If you had too much, it would be hard to get in there and paint. But yeah, so there's the nose done, the back there, and that's enough. Then I'll get a little paintbrush and do around the teeth. So let's do one more here. And look at the webbing in this one. Can you guys see there? Just get it the best you can. Because when I'm going to do that, I'm going to use the Bombay Mahogany Poly shade that I normally use, but I realized I threw the last stuff out I had yesterday because it was all dried up and coagulated. But then I went down the garbage can to see if I could get it back. And what's going on there? Yeah, that's right. You put some black under there and put some mineral spirits and thin it down and use it, but it's gone. That's it. That's all you need to do. So I'll get these all done. I'm going to let this stuff dry overnight. Got to go to the hardware store tomorrow. Get some poly shade. I got some black stuff here, and then we're going to finish this off. For this part, this will be a two-part series for sure. Oh yeah, I forgot I have to do the teeth too. I don't know, just this is all I'm doing. I really don't care. Just trying to follow the shape the way the teeth were. Then I don't know where there's no mold of teeth down here, so I guess just kind of eye it. I know that your bottom teeth are smaller than your top teeth. I'm just going to make some marks, I guess. Even though your teeth go up like that. That's the best I can do. Maybe I should take my time. But I don't think this is something that you need to take your time with. No teeth on that one. Where's the teeth on this one? See, there's barely any teeth there. So let's just try and follow what we got. And you got to think, I know the really younger kids come out on Halloween night when it's not so dark. But when it's really dark, like nobody's gonna pick apart these teeth. Trust me. Like these, where's that one? Yeah, this one had the let's see here. Sorry, fire the cameraman. This one had those things in the milk cart. Nobody's gonna say anything. Tell them it's a robotic skull if they do. Robotic. All right, that's it for me today. It's time to go to sleep, go rest. But tomorrow morning I'll go pick up the poly shade and get these suckers all done. Alrighty then. It's now the next day. All the paint's dry. Now I found some older Bombay mahogany and some black. This is a poly shade, Minwax poly shade. So it's like a plastic protective too. I can't really think of the name of the stuff it is, but it's like a coating too. It's not just a stain, like a polyurethane or something. Well, poly, yeah. So it's a polyurethane. But I'm going to give some of these the Bombay mahogany and some of them the black. I'm not too sure what color I like the best, but I definitely have to wear a dust mask, like a filtered mask when I'm doing this stuff. Got to take care of those lungs, friends. I'm going to be totally stepping up my game, protecting my lungs when I'm doing carving. I might even start getting into sculpting a bit more too, because it's not as much dust. I'm not too sure what road I'm gonna take, but I have to make some serious changes. Anyways, let's get these. I'm gonna put the camera in the overhead, and we'll just put this on. Might add some music. It's not going to be very good music for copyright-free stuff, but and I'll speed it up too. So what I got here is I'm going to put it on thick. I got a rag, and I'm going to wipe it, dab it with the rag to kind of give it like a dry brush effect, I guess you could say. And then, especially when you're done with these rags, do not throw them in the garbage, because this stuff can combust and start a fire. So let it hang to dry somewhere outside. I'll put this in my front yard on the grass or something so it can dry out and not start a fire. Anyways, carry on. Hi, Spike. Okay, so I got them all coated now. I don't want to be sitting in this room too long, so I'm going to get out of here and let them dry for a few days. Probably tomorrow, but maybe even the next day. I got to go get the board for the back, the spray foam for the wall. I might have to make a few more. Might even go to the dollar store and buy some fake bones. Anyways, they're done for now. Before I end this video, I went to the dollar store and got some real plastic skulls, and I put the contact cement and painted them, and some hands and some ribs and stuff. But here's one of the milk jug ones. I just want to show you. Don't be afraid to give your piece highlights. Like you see how I kind of got some weight on there? I just did that with a little tiny paintbrush and some white dollar store acrylic paint. And I kind of paint the teeth in. But so, yeah, I'll get all these done next couple days. And the next video will be putting the wall together. I got all the stuff. I got some plywood, some real thin plywood and some spray foam and stuff. So I spent $80 today, but it's worth it when you're doing something for your son. See the highlighting in there? Anyways.